It might be hard to believe, but there was a time where you couldn't just put on any TV show or movie that you wanted, whenever you wanted. You had to have a VHS player, and you had to go to a video store and buy a tape. Then you had to make sure the tape was rewound. And if it hadn't been rewinded, now you have to rewind it yourself. Then you have to wait for it to rewind, and then you could play it. Now, when you consider VHS tapes, you might be thinking, wow, we've come a long way. Long before streaming, social media, and even the clunky but lovable VHS, we had standard television. According to Mitchell Stevens, who wrote the article History of Television for the Grolier Encyclopedia, the electronic television was first successfully demonstrated in San Francisco on September 7, 1927. It's a long time ago. The system was designed by Philo Taylor Farnsworth, a 21-year-old inventor who had lived in a house without electricity until he was 14. He then goes on to share in the same article that RCA eventually invested $50 million to develop the television, and in 1939 displayed it at the New York World's Fair. As you can imagine, $50 million in the late 1920s is nothing to scoff at. This television they displayed at the New York World's Fair played a speech by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He would be the first president on TV. Now I know you're wondering, hey, isn't this about how TV evolved and the impact that it had on you and the platform that inspired you? It is, but hang in there with me. Since we stopped on presidents and television, let's quickly talk about the 1960 debates between Nixon and Kennedy. According to H. Parkins, who wrote Does Television Affect How We Elect Presidents?, he said the following: Americans for the first time could tune in and watch the debates on television. And about 70 million people tuned in to watch the Kennedy-Nixon debates. Now that's pretty significant, but so is this little fact as well. In the same article, it's talked about how Kennedy, just coming off of his tour campaigning in South California, he was tanned, he looked healthy, he was in shape, he was fit. But Nixon, who just recently had a serious knee injury, hadn't gotten back his natural weight, nor did he accept makeup, and he wore an ill-fitting shirt. This right here is not only one of the first impacts of television, but it's one of the most significant as well. As we all know, Kennedy won, and he was one of the most beloved presidents. Television opened an avenue for seeing different parts of life and experiencing different stories. As this medium became more loved, so did many ways of experiencing. After the rise of television and the many things that go up to and past VHS, we arrive at social media. These days, social media is commonplace. Want to know something quickly? Pull up a TikTok. Go YouTube it. Punch it into Google. Want to share your creativity? Put it on YouTube. Again, make a TikTok. Put it on Instagram. I can keep listing things like this, but I think you all get the point. Social media is a platform that exists because television and the technology around it has made its impact. When I was a young warthog, I had always loved film and photography and telling my own stories and entertaining people. YouTube was just starting, if you can believe that. So imagine it. YouTube, a brand new platform where anybody can upload videos, make their own stories, and you don't need to go through all the obstacles of being a Hollywood superstar. Wow, people are making their own skits, their own shows, their own movies. Anyone with camera and effort could do it. Funny enough, the biggest impact I've had recently is realizing that the cameras we have today, filmmakers of the past would have died to have. Imagine if Orson Welles had an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Imagine the creativity he would have put into his films. As television set itself in the world as a prominent cultural icon, it charged us forward with innovation, and we came to improve and improve and improve. So yes, social media is the platform that inspired me. But television changed the world in an instant. Presidential debates are still televised today, and they can still make or break a candidate. This is a persisting trend. As we move into social media, candidates share their personality on TikTok or Instagram. We've already experienced a little bit of that with the Obama administration. So yes, television has made a significant cultural impact, and it still does today. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching all the way through. I hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't and you still made it this far, thank you for giving it a chance. And keep an eye out for the next video. Thank you.